Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into one of the most iconic novels in American literature, The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. Whether you've read it in high school, watched the movie, or just heard about Gatsby's legendary parties, this book has a way of sticking with you. But beyond the glitz and glamour of the roaring 20s, there's a story filled with longing, illusion, and heartbreak. So let's break it down. The Great Gatsby was published in 1925 and is set in the early 1920s, an era known as the Jazz Age, where America was booming, prohibition was in full swing, and people were chasing wealth and pleasure like never before. The story is narrated by Nick Carraway, a quiet and observant young man from the Midwest who moves to West Egg, Long Island to learn the bond business. Living next door is Jay Gatsby, a mysterious, fabulously wealthy man who throws extravagant parties every weekend. Yet no one really knows who he is or where he comes from. As Nick is drawn into Gatsby's world, he learns that everything Gatsby has built, his mansion, his fortune, even his name, is all part of an elaborate attempt to win back Daisy Buchanan, a woman Gatsby fell in love with years ago, who is now married to someone else. It's a story that seems simple on the surface. Man loves woman, man tries to get woman back, but it's packed with emotional complexity, biting social commentary, and some of the most poetic writing you'll ever read. Let's talk about the characters, because they're really what make this novel unforgettable. Jay Gatsby is both tragic and magnetic. On one hand, he's this ambitious dreamer who has pulled himself up from nothing. But on the other, he's built his entire identity around a fantasy, a version of Daisy that no longer exists if she ever did. He's a man out of time, stuck in the past, chasing a green light at the end of a dock that he'll never quite reach. That green light, by the way, is one of the most famous symbols in all of literature, representing hope, desire, and the illusion of the American dream. Daisy Buchanan is beautiful, charming, and completely infuriating. She's not a villain exactly, but she's certainly not the ideal Gatsby has in his mind. She's caught between two worlds, the romanticized love Gatsby offers, and the safety and status that come with staying married to Tom. Ultimately, she chooses comfort over love, and that decision has devastating consequences. Nick Carraway, our narrator, is a bit of a mystery himself. He claims to be honest and non-judgmental, but his narration is full of quiet judgments and selective truths. Some readers even question whether he's as morally neutral as he wants us to believe. He's the lens through which we see Gatsby's tragedy unfold, but he's not entirely innocent. Now, let's get into the deeper layers of the story. At its heart, The Great Gatsby is a critique of the American dream. Gatsby represents the idea that anyone can achieve success through hard work and ambition. But Fitzgerald shows us that in reality, the dream is flawed. It's built on illusions and often ends in disappointment. Gatsby's wealth comes from shady dealings. His love is based on a memory, not reality. His dream is pure, but the world he lives in isn't. Another major theme is class and privilege. There's a huge contrast between the old money of East Egg, where Daisy and Tom live, and the new money of West Egg, where Gatsby resides. No matter how rich Gatsby becomes, he's never accepted by the elite. Fitzgerald makes it clear, money might buy you a mansion, but it won't buy you respect or belonging. And then there's the idea of illusion versus reality. Gatsby's whole life is a carefully crafted performance. His mansion, his parties, even his name. It's all designed to impress Daisy and win her back. But the person he's in love with doesn't exist anymore, if she ever did. Daisy is not the symbol of perfection he's built in his head. The moment he finally reaches her, the dream begins to unravel. Fitzgerald's prose is what really elevates this novel. It's lush, elegant, and filled with poetic imagery. You don't just read this book, you feel it. Every sentence is deliberate. Take this line, for example. So we beat on, boats against the current, borne back ceaselessly into the past. That closing sentence is one of the most famous in literature, and it captures the entire spirit of the book. This tension between moving forward and being pulled backward by memory, regret, and longing. So, is The Great Gatsby worth reading today? Absolutely. It's short, just over 100 pages, but it's packed with depth. It's a love story, a social commentary, a tragedy, and a meditation on the American identity all in one. And even though it was written nearly a century ago, its themes still resonate. The emptiness of material success, the power of nostalgia, and the way we chase dreams that can never quite be made real. If you're looking for a book that's both beautiful and thought-provoking, The Great Gatsby is a must-read. And if you've already read it, it's worth revisiting, because every time you return to it, you find something new. Thanks so much for watching. If you've read The Great Gatsby, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Did you find Gatsby inspiring or delusional? What do you think of Daisy's choices? And what does the green light mean to you? If you enjoyed this review, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more deep dives into classic and contemporary books. Until next time, happy reading